Last few days looking at how protests have changed, what history can tell us and what the law says. But many viewers are asking a much bigger question right now. Where do we go from here? As tensions continue between states and local leaders and federal authorities, we wanted to talk about what prolonged conflict does to a city. So joining us now is Carrie Walling, director of the Human Rights Program at the University of Minnesota on the liberal arts side. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So when we talk about this kind of tension that stretches on day after day, what does it do to a city and the people living in it, especially in a place like Minneapolis that has already experienced this kind of collective trauma?
Yes, so human rights don't defend themselves. And that means we have a lot of information about how rights-centered movements sustain themselves in moments of struggle. So people who organize to protect the rights of others also have to ensure that they're safeguarding their own human dignity. And that often means caring for our own humanity and also trying to cultivate joy. This can be done by building networks of solidarity, like surrounding yourself with other individuals who share your values. That can increase sense of community and decrease sense of isolation. And those supportive relationships and networks really help strengthen a community. And we are witnessing this kind of action all throughout Minneapolis and the Twin Cities as neighbors connect with one another to protect and uplift each other. And then that second point about cultivating joy, it's really important that rights are not just about survival, but they're also about dignity. So that means taking time to do things that bring you joy or happiness or support solitude. And so create art, go out for a walk in nature after you've bundled up, meditate, journaling to document experiences and processing feelings. All of these things are ways that members of movements have worked to sustain themselves and other members of the movement.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at our stories and different things that we've seen across these past few weeks here, we've seen communities coming together, we've seen help groups, sessions where we're talking about things that have happened. So I do see your point there for sure. But two, I want to ask you, after cycles like this, what helps communities avoid becoming, permanently fractured, and what tends to make that damage harder to repair if things go on for a long time?
Yes. Well, research shows us that community healing from a period of human rights violations requires truth, justice, and reparation. That means truth about the wrongdoing that has occurred, justice and accountability to address that harm, and then reparation, including taking steps to make sure that that harm doesn't repeat itself. Essentially, healthy democracies address their human rights violations. And when they don't, it emboldens rights violators. It can damage a community's trust in its own government. And it makes repetition of those same harms more likely in the future. And so the important thing is that Minnesota knows how to do this. It's a laboratory of democracy. It's an important site of civil rights work. And we have something called the Minnesota Protocol on the investigation of potentially unlawful death. And it's a global standard. It's been adopted by the United Nations and countries all around the world to investigate deaths by state forces. And it was developed right here in Minnesota by human rights lawyers. And it is now time to apply that same standard right here at home.
Professor, thank you so much for your insights on this. I know a lot has changed. There are a lot of moving parts, so it will be interesting to see how we move forward from this in the coming days. Again, thank you so much for helping us understand this prolonged tension and what impacts it has on the community.